Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, and I'm recording this video pre-market Monday, May 9th. So yes, you know, what you're seeing on the screen right now is from Friday, but of course you can see that today we're going to be talking a little bit about Sofi Technologies Incorporated. This is ticker symbol SOFI for those of you that don't know. And yes, Friday was not a great day for Sofi, and so far, you know, we ended up closing like 643 on Friday. We're at 644 right now, so pretty much even from where we were. Again, we're still in pre-market, so who knows what's going to happen today. But it should be an interesting week. Yesterday was definitely a crazy week. Ended up still being pretty good overall for Sofi, being up 5.49%. You know, we started the week at 610. We got all the way as high as 714. I think I saw like 715 or something. You know, this thing went very, very high. Kind of ended up crashing down, you know, down 10% towards the latter half of the week. But again, still up 5.49% on the week. Overall, a very, very good week for Sofi. Maybe we're starting to gain some momentum. Maybe some things are starting to turn around. Who knows? We're going to be talking about the latest everything for Sofi in this video today. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. And subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Of course, as always, there's not going to be any financial advice in this video. I'm not telling you guys to buy or sell anything. Nothing like that. Just going over some articles, going over the news, going over the latest stories, and occasionally giving my thoughts and opinions. With that being said, let's get right into this one. So, a big talk right now for Sofi stock is, of course, the earnings report that is coming up very, very soon. And there's a lot of articles on that right now. You know, this article from thestreet.com, Sofi stock, could quarter one earnings turn things around? And they say on May 10th, just at the tail end of earnings season, fintech company Sofi will report its Q1 results. So this is obviously tomorrow, Tuesday, May 10th. And I just wanted to scroll down. You know, they dive into this thing. They talk a lot about, you know, Sofi and some different things about them. But I want to scroll down to the final thoughts just to, you know, kind of summarize their article and summarize what they're saying, and then we'll get into some more stuff because, I mean, we could talk the whole video just about one article. But they do say that they foresee more turbulence in Sofi's immediate future. It has undoubtedly been a rough time for other fintechs, and the shaky macro backdrop that has caused investors to flee from riskier growth stocks doesn't seem like it'll be changing anytime soon. Sofi has made multi-billion-dollar investments into its platform service model, yet remains unprofitable. The latest headwinds driven by the extension of the student loan payment moratorium have not helped much either. However, it is quite likely that Q1 will prove favorable for Sofi. So this is at least one website, one article that is excited somewhat about the Sofi earnings report coming up. If the company reports positive EBITDA, it may be able to convince investors that its worst days are behind it. If Sofi can hang on for the next few quarters, investors may start to see the long-term benefits of the company's bank charter and resulting banking services. So, hey, not so bad. I mean, you know, over the past couple of months, a lot of the stuff we've been covering about Sofi has been, you know, largely negative, especially as the stock price has just kind of tanked and tanked and tanked, you know, all-time lows like every week it seemed like there for a little while. But, hey, some people are excited about the Q1 earnings again. They think they have a chance to prove favorable. Like they said, if the EBITDA can be positive, people might get excited about this. But, yes, this is a longer-term play, you know, for profitability for Sofi. Obviously, we're looking at like 2023, 2024, somewhere in there. That's still a long way out. Obviously, you know, people claim to be long-term investors or whatever, but the market mostly goes year by year, quarter by quarter. It doesn't really give you that opportunity to make promises, too many promises for 2024. Because things change very, very fast. Look at the past couple of years. Who knows where we're going to be a couple of years from now. But yeah, this would be interesting, you know, kind of one way to look at it. We also have this from Yahoo Finance. They say, this is from Zacks as well. They say, what's ahead for Sofi Technologies Q1 earnings? And they say that the Zacks consensus estimate for revenues is pegged at $281.94 million, flat sequentially. The top line is likely to have benefited from strength across all three of Sofi's business segments, lending, financial services, and technology, but strength across both member and product growth is likely to have acted as another tailwind. The Zacks consensus estimate for loss in the to-be-reported quarter currently stands at 14 cents per share, which compares favorably with the loss of 15 cents per share reported in fourth quarter of 2021. They also say that what their model says is their proven model does not conclusively predict an earnings beat for Sofi Technologies this time around. The combination of a positive earnings EPS or ESP and you know, a Zacks rank increases the odds of an earnings beat. You can uncover the best stocks to buy or sell reported with their ESP filter, and they say that their Sofi Technologies had an earning ESP of negative 10.7 and a Zacks rank number 4 of sell. So, hey, you know, out of two articles, out of two people, you know, looking ahead to Sofi's earnings report tomorrow, one's looking a little more positive, one's looking a little bit more favorable, and one's, you know, maybe telling you to stay away from this earnings report for Sofi, maybe telling you to sell. So, there's people on both sides. There always is with every stock, but especially with these, more speculative, more volatile stocks that have been beat down a lot, but also have some interesting stories. There's going to be people loving it. There's going to be people hating it. But man, tomorrow is going to be a very, very interesting day. We also have this from the Motley Fool, Fool.com. They said the top growth stocks to buy with $100. And they say the war on cash is accelerating at a red-hot pace. SoFi's growth story persists in spite of its weakening valuation. Here they go. Number one is SoFi Technology. So again, this is a stock that the Motley Fool, or at least this one writer, Luke Mendel, is kind of recommending to buy. There are a lot of people out there right now recommending to buy the dip with SoFi. Now, there are some people that just love to average down and average down and average down. And as a stock keeps tanking, especially a stock they like, they're going to keep buying. There's some people who want to wait to see a turnaround before they buy in. Some people don't like buying low. They just like buying at all-time highs and hoping the trend continues. There's people all over the place. But obviously, SoFi is pretty dang close to all-time lows right now. Our 52-week low is 601. We're at 644, so we're a little bit off that. But hey, we're just a day or two away from being right back there and making new all-time lows. So this is definitely kind of a buy lower opportunity. You're kind of catching a falling knife, especially at this point. When you look at year-to-date, us being down 58% in this one. But yeah, some people think maybe it's a time to start buying. Some people are making little positions now. Some people are going all in right now. It's just kind of all over the place. And obviously, there's people who have sold out of SoFi already and people staying away from it entirely. We also have this from investorplace.com, another not so favorable outlook. The outlook of SoFi stock has gotten even worse. He says investors should keep avoiding SoFi stock. This is from Larry Rammer. And he says, with SoFi likely to continue to be hurt by the Biden administration's policies on student loans and the company still facing many other tough challenges, I am still recommending that investors sell SoFi stock. So again, just kind of people all over the place. There's a lot of different opinions. A lot of people who are very, very for and very, very against SoFi. But as far as the SoFi stock subreddit, I want to check out some of the posts and things that they have going on over there. Super bullish Forbes article for SoFi. Personal loan originations to surpass pre-pandemic levels in 2022. Obviously, SoFi, they do a lot of lending. They do, a lot of these things. This is an avenue for them to make a lot of money. Yes, they got started with just a student loan refinancing, but now they offer a whole suite of, financial services. They're really trying to do it all. So this could be a really, really good thing. If personal loans start popping off and there's people looking to, do a lot of that, do a lot of the lending and everything, then SoFi can definitely make a lot of money as long as they can attract people to their services, to their platforms. That's going to, have to happen by one, having their members that they already have, go over to their other services. And that's going to be great for them in a lot of different ways, like lowering acquisition costs and stuff like that, but also continuing to bring in new members, continuing to attract those customers. And when somebody's looking to, start up a personal loan, that SoFi is at least one of their options, if not one of the people or one of the places that they go to. And then obviously, if you have some people have some good experiences, they can start to spread by word of mouth. They can start to spread organically. They need those cheaper and cheaper ways of getting that growth and getting that exposure. But this is still good news either way. The rising tide is going to lift all boats. If personal loans are, all over the place and reaching new heights, that's going to be good for a lot of different financial institutions. And obviously, SoFi should hopefully be a part of that. We also have this, the 10 most valuable challenger banks. This is from CB Insights. The top 10 venture-backed digital banks in the world based on current valuation. We have NU, or Nubank, Chime, Revolut, SoFi checking in at number 4, and then N26 at number 5. And the interesting thing that the person pointed out here, they said ranked number 4, but let's also keep in mind Chime uses Galileo on their back end. So this is what is really, really cool about SoFi and Galileo and Technesis and all this stuff is that if SoFi does good, that's awesome. And SoFi wants to continue to do good, and hopefully, they're hoping to be at the number 1 spot one of these days, at some point down the line into the future. But also, when they have these other systems, when they have these, kind of programs and services that other banks and other financial institutions are going to be using, when anyone wins, they're going to end up winning too. If Chime takes over and if Chime blows up, that's still going to trickle down to SoFi and it's still going to end up being very, very good for them. So that is something to keep in mind. That's a major advantage that SoFi has over some of these other financial institutions and over some of these other companies. Finally, we have this. CNBC apparently said that your cash savings may finally yield a higher return, obviously as interest rates are rising and everything, but only at certain banks. They say that rates are still relatively low. No one yet pays over 1%. Most are in the range of roughly 0.5% up to 0.8%, which is, getting people a little bit curious because obviously we know SoFi has been offering 1% and has recently bumped all the way up to 1.25% APY. And this is even on checking accounts. This is with people who are using direct deposit in their checking accounts or savings accounts into SoFi. I believe it's checking and saving. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, one, it's kind of a bad sign because SoFi is offering this, but obviously they haven't been marketing it well enough if, places aren't, putting that out to people, and if CNBC doesn't even know about it. But yes, you could also say, hey, CNBC is potentially trying to do SoFi a little dirty, or just didn't do their research and is just kind of putting out bad information or putting out a bad article. But man, how cool would this be, if CNBC was like, hey, SoFi's giving the best interest rate. SoFi's the only people out there, doing these awesome things. But obviously SoFi does need to do a little bit better job of putting this out as well. It's kind of some good and some bad, like I said. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. I mean, drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about SOFI. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.